Hi, everybody. This is your host, Master Sergeant retired AnnaMaria Talks coming to you, hopefully with a lot of sunshine and smiles. But for the month of May, we are going to be talking about Mission Mental Health Possible. In April, we talked about Mission Money Possible, and I hope that you were able to tune into all 4 of those episodes, and now you are more aware of how to keep your money from flying away and keeping that hard-earned money where it belongs, and that is with you, and furthering you along with your plans. So Veterans Onward to Prosperity is all about moving forward. All about moving forward. We're giving you information, resources, and sources to do just that. And this month, as I promised you from last month, is all about Mission Mental Health Possible. Now, why would we want to be taking any time at all to talk about this? Well, let me tell you this. There's quite a few veterans and warriors that are stuck. And I would like very much to give you all the information, resources, and sources it takes to be unstuck. So if you're dealing with an issue of PTSD or anxiety or depression or survivor's guilt, or have even had an episode that involved traumatic brain injury or more than one episode of traumatic brain injury, it's causing all of us to feel as though, what is the rest of our life going to be like? Can we move forward? Well, I'm here to tell you, yes, you can. In fact, this entire month is going to talk about things on comfort, coping, preventive measures that we can take, ways that we can bring ourselves out of a stuck mode. And you know what? I'm going to be telling you about a story of how it is that I went from all of these issues that I'm about to help you through, that I went through. And that I am simply sharing with you some of the things that I went through, what others have went through, and how they are making it through. I know that's a lot of through, but I'll tell you what, if you're in a tunnel and that's dark and you can't see the end of it, I don't know about you, but everybody would want to go through that tunnel at some point, have hope that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Well, I'm here to tell you there is. And all this month, we are going to be talking about this issue, but more than that, we're going to give you tools to make it through that tunnel and give you hope for a future that is brighter and full of prosperity to come. So stay tuned, please. This episode, we're talking about, we have a wonderful guest who is all about service dogs. Sierra Delta, BJ Ganem is in the house. I'm so excited. So please stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Mike Merwin here, U.S. Navy retired, submarine officer turned entrepreneur. I turned my hobby of 25 plus years making beef jerky into a thriving small business. Made in small batches with only high quality ingredients, it's not good, it's crazy good. A portion of all proceeds helps save military lives. Order now on www.crazymikesjerky.com using code CB10 for 10% off.
DJ, welcome to Veterans Onward to Prosperity. I'm so excited that you are with us today.
Thanks for having me, AnnaMaria. Appreciate it.
You know, you're wearing your shirt. I'm so glad. Sierra Delta. So how did Sierra Delta come to be?
So I was injured in 2004 in Iraq, serving in the Marine Corps as a United States infantryman. Typical, like most of us in the GWAT era, it was a roadside bomb. 3 155 Russian-made artillery shells blew up, killed my gunner Ryan Cantafio, and left me footless, and ended up ending my Marine Corps career. Once I got home, I struggled with not being ready to not be a United States Marine. I mean, I had my 28th birthday in Longstuhl, Germany, getting great care. But it was a hard pill to swallow. I mean, especially because I was only there for 3 months. My unit was still there for another 4 months. I didn't do well. I ended up going through a divorce and a rocky marriage already in the first place. Another veteran stereotype, right? And got into drinking too much and depression. And there was a time in 2005, 2006 to where I was desperate. Even though I have great friends, great family, at the time I was working for Kraft Foods. So I had a good job, but it still wasn't enough. Like you were just consumed by this darkness, if you will. Well, at the time I had an old English bulldog puppy. It was one of the first purchases I made when I got on convalescent leave. And again, I'm a kid from Georgia. I'm in the Marine Corps. Another stereotype. I get it, right? It's a bulldog. Actually, I've got a picture of him. He's not here anymore. He passed in 2018, but here you go.
Aw.
So see,
Aw.
yeah, isn't he a beaut, right?
Yes.
But in those dark times, Dozer wasn't trained. He had no real balance other than he could get slobber in places where you thought it'd be physically impossible for slobber to get to. He could clear a room with his farts, and he could eat a piping hot cheeseburger in one swallow. So completely talentless, but he was my talentless dog, right? And in that darkest moment when I was almost about to do the most desperate thing, I realized that if I did that, there would be no one that would want to take care of Dozer,
Oh
right?
my
He
goodness.
would end up in a shelter and probably end up killed. Even though I have great family, I have great friends, I have, I adhere to the Marine Corps ethos of honor, courage, and commitment. You know, it was that dog that actually helped me to pull my own head out of my ass, look in the mirror and say, hey, let's figure this out, right? This isn't the worst thing that's ever happened to you. We can overcome this. Basically started living with the mantra, let's get on the good foot, right? James Brown is one of my
Oh, I
favorite
like that.
singers, right? And so I just started working on ways to little things to make it better. And a lot of times it was just taking Dozer for a walk, or taking him to the dog park, or going to the McDonald's drive-thru and getting him one of those piping hot cheeseburgers, right, and eating it together. And that was enough. Fast forward to 2017, I've gone on and gotten my master's in social work from the University of Southern California with an emphasis on military life. I was a accredited veteran service officer and working with vets to get their benefits, trying to figure it out not only for me, but for my fellow veterans.
Yep.
And I was working for the Semper Fi Fund, doing great things there. And a lot of the vets I was meeting had these service dogs, right? And medical assistance, public access service dogs. And they were great, but many of them were leaving them at home when they would come to events. And so I was seeing, like, listen, dogs are a big part of human lives, right? It's 35,000-year-old technology. Why is it for veterans they can get in line for 2 to 3 years for a medical assistance service dog, which 98% of us don't need, right? Or we're just kind of on our own for a pet. So what Sierra Delta wanted to do was provide more variety of dog training that still provided a service to these men and women that served our country, right? That's the whole muddy water issue right now, is everybody thinks they understand service dogs, but then you have the ADA and you have these traditional service dog groups that have been working with the blind and the deaf and the severely injured. And then you have what everybody keeps trying to make up is this PTSD service dog. It doesn't exist, right? And we cannot reasonably and sustainably produce enough public access medical assistance dogs to fully address PTSD and issues with veterans. And so what we do different at Sierra Delta is we focus on what we call the life buddy, which is a dog trained to your specific needs and lifestyle, but does not come with public access. However, many of these places are now dog friendly. So you're getting a good canine citizen dog of the one that you want. Most likely, again, 72% of American households have a dog in it. It's reasonable to assume that of the 18 million vets out there, 70 to 75% of them probably already have a dog in their house. So we provide training grants with professional trainers that we vet. Our two master trainers are career military people that worked with dogs in training in the military, got out, and continued that career and headed up the past 6 years at the VA studying, is there any statistical difference between emotional support animals and full-blown medical assistance service dogs in treating PTSD? They gave 75 to a group of vets that are emotional support animals and 75 to of service dogs to, and both to work on PTSD. There was no statistical difference. Both groups of veterans had the same rate of life improvement from that. And so
Wow.
that shows that we've taken this 35,000-year-old technology and complicated it for the sake of complicating it. And then for the vets that do need that medical assistance dog, whether it's for seizure alerts or diabetes or severe PTSD or guide dogs for the blind or any of that, we can help get those men and women to the right academies across the country. And then the best part about it is they all stay connected through our virtual platform where they can post about what they're doing with their dogs. There's training tips. We've gamified it, right? So we celebrate the fact that veterans you have served and you love a dog and you have a dog in your care. Now we're going to give you the tools to kind of better yourself through working with your dog, and then rewarding you for going out into your community as well and making it fun, right?
Yeah.
And building it's an online community where they can share stuff similar to Facebook. Again, you download the games and you get prizes. We've got sponsors like Blue Buffalo, North American Motor Car, Engage Sports, earbuds. So we're working on getting more and more to where we can get special prizes, like all the stuff that people want to give to the vets because they're so grateful for what we've done for this country. Now we have a way to where all veterans can participate. You don't have to be broken. You don't have to say that you're less than. You don't have to say that you're a victim. All you have to do is have served your country and have the capacity to love and care for a dog. And
That
then
is
boom, you're
so
in.
cool. That
So that's how it got started.
I love that. Oh my gosh. That gives us all a victory. That
Right.
takes us all out of victimization and puts us into the victory
Right.
of having made it through, still making it through. Oh my
That's
God,
right.
this is so cool.
And so what we're saying is we're reestablishing the fire team, because what do we all miss being veterans? We miss that camaraderie. We miss that team, right?
Yes.
And humans communicate in a way that makes it difficult to reestablish that type of camaraderie outside of the military. Well, dogs, man, dogs, it's easy. And so what we're doing is teaching the veterans how to understand what their dog's saying and how to communicate better with their dog. And in there, we reestablish that fire team. And then we can go on and help them work to be better in their squads, which is their immediate family, their platoons, which is their immediate community and workplaces, and so forth and so on. So
Wow. That's a win-win if I've ever heard one.
that's right. And if they don't have a dog, we'll help them get into the right rescues to rescue a dog, because we won't buy dogs. There's other organizations that we partner with that do provide grants, but again, you have to meet their specific criteria.
Uh-huh.
We don't get in front, and when we send you to an academy, usually they are provided a dog, most of the time pre-trained, where they train you on it. So again, we're trying to be that one-stop shop for all veterans that know or think they want a dog in their life. And then we're going to provide the training and support around that for the life of the veteran. So
That
even
is
if we have
so
some dogs
fun.
that pass, there's a rainbow bridge. We memorialize it. And when the veteran and their family are ready to take on another dog, they can bring another life buddy to the program. But until then, they can still be a part of the community. And that's what's great. We have ID Me, so we can verify your service within 30 seconds. And so even if you don't have a dog or if you're unsure, you can still join the community, see what other vets are doing, get an idea of what type of breed you want, or just find out. And again, it just helps to support us all as we build a relationship with, humans' best friend, being a dog.
I love it. I absolutely love it. You've been listening to BJ Ganem from Sierra Delta, and I'm your host, Master Sergeant AnnaMaria Talks, retired from the Army, talking with this wonderful Marine veteran with a story that almost made me tear up, but also gave me a lot of hope as well. We'll be right back with more from BJ Ganem after this message. Thank you and welcome back. We are talking with BJ Ganem from Sierra Delta, and he is someone who has found the best foot forward. Can I say you have
Yeah,
best foot
absolutely.
forward?
We're on the good
Oh,
foot, that's for sure.
I love that. Absolutely. So you don't have to necessarily be somebody who is diagnosed with anything to get
Right.
involved with your program. I absolutely love this because there's quite a few folks, I'm sure, that are serving or have served in the military that would appreciate having a life buddy.
That's right.
And before we had this conversation, BJ, I was thinking a battle buddy because let's face
Hmm.
it, you're in your story, you were
Yeah,
battling. You were battling
sure.
all of these thoughts. You were battling these emotions. You were coming to grips with what was taking
That's
place in
right.
your life. And at the end of this episode, I'm going to share a little bit about how I came to grips as well, and
Okay.
how maybe that we have a battlefield, a home front battlefield that it takes place when we come back from the theater, or while we
Sure.
are in the midst of um, going through our military experiences, no matter whether we're deployed or mobilized. And for those that folks that are not military experienced, let me explain that if you're deployed, you're going overseas. If you're mobilized, you are what we call home station, or you're in the United States, but you're still on active service. So for if you're in reserve or National Guard, you're on active service. You are been
Right.
taken away from your home and you've been put into a unit situation where with a mission, and you're in service. All of that to say this: we are all trained to fight and win wars.
Sure.
When we come back, we are still fighting and winning a war for ourselves.
Well, yeah, I think there's times where I think we need to look at that as a veteran community, right? That's and I think the Vietnam era veterans were always my heroes, right? And I think that we've kind of adopted as a community what they went through, and we kind of got our guard up to keep from that. And if anything, it's gone completely 180 degrees to the other way, right? We got people always wanting to thank us for our service and all that, and it's great. But at some point, the putting us on a pedestal also is dangerous for our mental health, right? Because a lot of times we don't feel that we can live up to it. Like I always tell people, I joined the Marine Corps because I got drunk one night and watched Legends of the Fall and saw Brad Pitt run off and fight the Nazis, and I was like, "Wow," or the Kaiser, whatever it was, World War I.
I
And
joined
I
the
had
army
just
to
got
play trumpet.
right, and I just got kicked out of college. I was there on an academic scholarship, and within 2 semesters, I was on academic probation. Right, so to break it to my mom, I joined the Marine Corps on a whim. I mean, this is how little thought I put into it. I missed Christmas, New Year's, the Super Bowl, all this so that I could get out, graduate boot camp on May 14th to make it home to Savannah, Georgia for St. Patrick's Day. So that my
Oh,
10-day leave from boot camp crossed over into St. Patrick's Day celebration. And I remember like partying for 10 days, at home, traveling down to Florida, up to Athens. And then I remember getting on that bus and heading up to Camp Lejeune to go to the School of Infantry thinking, oh wait, I've got 4 years of this. It's just,
what did you
but
sign
it
up
ended up
for?
being yeah, but it ended up being one of the best decisions I ever made. Even if it wasn't, for highfalutin goals of defending the country and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
So there's all different types, as you well know, in the military. And we're not all heroes. And, all humans have the capacity to be good or bad in a given moment. And I think we need to realize that even in the military, we're not training for battle all the time, and combat is very, very small percentage of what the majority of people that serve in the military are going to experience. Right? There's only a very few of us that are, even though everybody's in support and everybody does get affected. That's where I wanted Sierra Delta to be open to all veterans. Like it doesn't matter if you weren't on the front lines, if you're having to pass the notes of all the people dying or being hurt, if you're having to, have trouble getting the supplies. It's like it's a stressful job, right? You're wearing a uniform that comes with a ton of responsibility, and that can wear on you over time for various different reasons. And the other external influences that we're not immune from, uh, paying bills, being married, all those other things do come into
Oh,
play.
yeah.
So that's where I wanted to be able to have something that just accepted us for the very fact that we had served,
Yep.
right? And then something else that's very common is Americans love dogs. So then
Yep.
it's a very easy threshold, right? So then we can start looking at it. And that's why I wanted to call it a life buddy versus a battle buddy.
Yes.
Because yes, we do go through battles, but hopefully we're getting to the point to where those battles are less and less of our life.
Yes.
And the other stuff is the good part. And
Yes.
so, like you said, hope I wanted to provide in this title. It doesn't have to be a dog that's doing everything for you. The dog is saving your life. You're helping to save that dog as much as that dog's helping to save you. You're a team. You depend on each other, just like Dozer depended on me to ensure that he would be taken care of. And he gave me that sense of purpose
Yes.
that really gave me that. And it's small, right? This isn't some miracle thing. Again, once we say it out loud, it's like, well, duh, right? And so all we're trying to do is put a community around that and welcome people for where they're at. Even if we think, they're coming into the program, this guy's definitely got some PTSD issues, or guy or gal, and they could be, no, I don't. I'm completely fine, right? Which is the
Right.
majority of us. We don't like to mention that we're weak.
No.
And
Mm-mm.
so it's been fun to watch the variety. I mean, we have 677 vets in our program right now, and we got started in 2017. And to tell you the truth, like in 2017, we were just funding these academies. And President Bush had told me, he goes, Belushi, I can give $5 million to any one of these dog companies, and it won't move the needle. And we gave $1.5 million out in 2017, and it didn't help those academies to be able to produce more dogs for more vets. And so that's when I realized that yes, this is one component, and what they do is phenomenal. These organizations that are out there providing these dogs, the majority of them are phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
The need is so great, and the vast majority of the veterans don't need that level of care. So that's where we wanted to do something that included everybody,
Yeah.
right? And it allows us all to. There's 48,000 veteran-centric nonprofits in this country, and the most of us don't work together. So let's figure out a way we can work together and raise all ships. So that's where it is, and that's what we have to do as a veteran community is we have to be active in not making everything a battle, and not make we have to put our pack down, leave it packed, and have it ready to go for when we have to put it on and go fight those battles. But we have to be getting better at taking that off and living in the society that we sacrifice so much to protect,
Well,
right?
you'll appreciate.
Enjoying this freedom.
Yes. I'm glad that you said, let's get beyond the battle part,
Yeah,
because if you get beyond the battle part, it's not so much a struggle. Because when
that's
you're in a
right.
battle, you're in a struggle. You got the
That's
stress,
right.
the struggle, all of that. But once you can get beyond that, you're not in a battle, you're in a life.
That's right.
And so that's at the end of the tunnel. That's the hope. So I'm just going to take this last couple of seconds or moments to just share that the way I did that was to get myself out of the battle. I came to grips with, all right, so rather than see what I cannot ever do, like you and your foot, right? What
Hmm.
I can never do, let me look and see what I can do, and let me be okay with it.
That's right. That's
And
right.
I became a 2.0. I named this myself. So I had
Okay.
to basically say goodbye to 1.0,
Right.
and I had to become a 2.0, and I had to be okay with it.
That's right.
And that's the only way that I got out of my tunnel, because I was in my tunnel.
That's
The
right.
same when you were in your tunnel.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
the
I
only
mean,
way, and somebody showed me the way out.
hmm.
And so this is what we're doing,
That's
audience.
right.
BJ and I are showing you the way out, so that you cannot be in a battle anymore and you can get out of the tunnel and get into life and maybe even have a life buddy.
That's right. That's right.
All right.
We'd
Well,
love
we're
for that.
talking with BJ Ganem. Thank you so much for coming on our show. I know you are
Hey,
very,
thanks
very
for
busy
having me.
man. and to take this time to be on Veterans Onward to Prosperity, I feel very blessed. Thank you.
Well,
Now, how
thanks
do
for
we get
having
in
us.
touch to get?
So yeah, you can go right to SierraDelta.com. So again, Sierra Delta, the alpha, the NATO alphabet, phonetic alphabet for service dog. But we do more than service dogs, obviously. You can find us there, SierraDelta.com. The application is there. All veterans are welcome to apply. Then you talk right to a counselor, and then we can decide. And however long it takes you to decide which way you're going to go is on you. But we're there for you. Get you on the app. You can start connecting with other vets, seeing what other vets are doing. It'll help you make up your mind, and then it also helps you to continue on with training.
Yes.
You can find us there: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I think we're even starting to TikTok. You can find out more about me at bjganem.com. I have my own podcast come on. It's called Life on the Good Foot. So I'm excited for that. And yeah, I mean, we got a Step Up for Vets happening right now. So the registration is going on. You can sign up as a virtual run, walk, bike, whatever you want to do. But from the 14th through the 31st, we're all going to be exercising in some way, posting what we're doing, reflecting about our service. If you haven't served, reflecting about others that have served for this great country that we have, and just dedicating that to Sierra Delta and helping to get more vets. We're at 677 vets in the program since 2017. We're on a goal to do 1,000 this year alone in 2021, and we're hoping to get to 10,000, 20,000 a year moving forward. And I think that'll not only help a lot of veterans, it'll help a lot of dogs that are out there needing good homes as well.
And you just described Veterans Onward to Prosperity.
There you go.
You just did that. Thank you so much for being on the show. And please do go to SierraDelta.com and sign up for Step Up for Vets and be a part of this community for the camaraderie that we all loved when we were serving. And for you warriors that are getting ready to put your uniform away for the last time and take off your boots for the last time, be planning ahead. Get in touch with SierraDelta.com and plan ahead. All right. So this has been Master Sergeant Retired AnnaMaria Bliven bringing you today's episode in the month of May, which is Mission Mental Health Possible. And from here on out, we are going to continue the same conversation of making it through this battle and into life. And next week, we're going to be talking with somebody who's going to show us. Are you ready for this, BJ?
Yeah.
How to smash. Smash. You smash something.
So like Gallagher? Remember Gallagher the comedian? You remember Gallagher the comedian? He would smash the watermelons with that big mallet?
But it's smash therapy.
Okay, smash therapy. I'm into it. Let's do it.
Yeah, me too. So after the episode, I'm going to have a smash party.
Okay.
And I'll invite you and everybody else that wants to be in the smash party. And you'll learn all about that next week.
Perfect. That'll be fun.
Until next week, I'm going to sign off. Wish you all the best of weeks and be the best you can be.
All righty.